Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sports Medicine, CTE Pathway, and we are going to be covering some clinical policies and guidelines that we need to go over before we go over into working at the clinic. I know many of you have been there, some of you haven't, so we're going to take a look at some rules and procedures that we need to follow. See if I can get the... Okay, let's take a quick tour of the clinic. So hopefully I will get this to be able to play. Here we go. As you walk in, you'll have a couple storage rooms to the right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mute that and going to give you a little overview myself. So you had some of the storage rooms, our kits there that we use, computer, of course, whiteboard. As we pan over, there's our taping tables, our tape supplies. We have our cupping supplies. We'll go over those. Instrument-assisted soft tissue tools or Gavilon tools. Then we'll pan further to the left. You'll see some of our bikes, exercise equipment, treatment tables, and there's this big silver box. There's a hydrocollator, some more of our supplies, and Band-Aids, whatnot at the top there. We're going to move around here. We're going to get a look at our first electrical stimulation unit. This is the Mettler. It's an electrical stimulation unit and ultrasound combined. This is our Chattanooga, just an electrical stimulation unit. And let's see where else we're going. We've got more fun things. The Normatec on the wall, lots of exercise equipment as well. Rehab equipment we'll go over, exercise equipment. So lots of fun things over there in the clinic. But we definitely have to have some policies and procedures while we're working over there in the clinic. So let's see if I can advance this. Okay, so the first one, electrical stimulation and ultrasound. First and foremost, this is to only be used under my supervision. Technically, we need a doctor's prescription or order, which I have a standing order from medical doctors to use it. I've been trained in it. It's fairly safe, but we can cause someone injury if we're messing around with it, so it's something we are not going to mess around. As we get more into rehab, we'll go more in depth on the different types of electrical stimulation that there are, how we use it, what the benefits are, but we'll also talk about the potential for injury that's there. So we have to be mindful of that. Oh, my little line stayed on there. All right. Let's see if we can clear it. There we go. Here's a couple looks, closer looks at our machines. This is the Mettler on the left here. Like I said, it's a combination stimulation and ultrasound machine. Here's our ultrasound head that we can use. On the right is our Chattanooga machine. Both very, very versatile machines with the type of electrical stimulation they can provide for us. Let's go on to the next slide. Normatec, you saw that hanging on the wall. Our controller there is on the left. There's a display of someone with them on the right. Good for reducing edema and swelling and just general soreness after a hard workout. Then we have a Game Ready. Very similar, but we're going to use ice water in the hopper here to circulate around whichever body part we are working on. And then some more thermal modalities, that would be heat or cold. We have a hydrocollator on the left, and of course our ice machine on the right. No big rules other than just we want to be safe with the hydrocollator. It can get very hot. You don't want to burn the athlete. Make sure the athlete always lets you know if it's getting warm. And the ice machine, our biggest rule there is do not put the scooper in the machine, but you've probably all heard me say that already. Additional items we have in the clinic, tape, bandages, ointments, You guys are very familiar with that as we're learning taping and whatnot, but just thought I'd throw that in as well. Then our rehab exercise equipment. We'll go into much greater depth when we cover rehabilitation. I know this is not a picture of our clinic, but I like this picture better, very organized. But we have stationary bikes, of course, in the clinic. We have a treadmill. We have weights, that are appropriate for rehabbing an injury. We have our resistance bands, balance boards, AirX, balance pad, all kinds of balance activities. We want to make sure that we understand how to use all of these, how to use them safely, and especially how to make sure our athletes are using them safely when they're rehabbing an injury. Privacy and safety. So in the clinic, privacy is huge. You all have heard of HIPAA. I will underline it in red. Fancy thing your parents probably complained about. I will try that again. There we go. HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. But basically for us, we want to think of it in regards to privacy. When someone gets injured, they come into our clinic, and while we are on campus and they are your classmates, at the time that they're in the clinic, they're under my care, and so they are have the right to and are afforded privacy as far as their injuries. So what that means for you is if someone comes in with an ankle sprain and the next day, maybe in third period, someone says, "Hey, what happened to the running back? Did he hurt his ankle, his knee?" Well, it's not really your place or your right to share that information about the injury, because it is a private thing. Usually the best thing to say would be, he hurt his leg. You'll have to talk to Mr. Hill or talk to the athlete about it. Down below HIPAA, I wrote NIL, name, image, likeness. You've heard that in regards to our kids who are pretty good athletes and maybe headed to college. They might have a name, image, or likeness deal so that if information about an injury got out, it might cost them money, might cost them opportunities to colleges that they want to go to. In that regard, with privacy, we're not taking pictures in the clinic of athletes. You'll notice if I do post a picture, it's definitely with no athletes there, especially none getting treatment, or if one is there, they're consenting to be in the picture. We definitely do not want to put any pictures of injuries on social media that may compromise one of our clients' safety. In that regard, we have to think of them not as just classmates, but as athletes who have a private life. And, sometimes it might be simple as an ankle injury, but it could be more personal, more discreet, that we have to make sure we use our discretion with. Safety in the clinic. Of course, there's professionalism. This is a career technical education class. So you are expected to behave just as if you were going out to work at a doctor's office after school. We're fun because we're on campus. We're working with our friends, our classmates, but you also are learning a trade and learning how to be professional. So we expect that. And then along with that goes dress. Your dress is always appropriate in the clinic, footwear, everything. And then behavior. We do have fun, but we also have to know when to behave, how to act properly. And when we set the tone as athletic trainers, whether it's me as a certified or you as students, that will set the tone for the athletes who come in on how to behave. So that will cover privacy and safety policies. Communication is the key. So how do we get in touch with Mr. Hill? We can call him. We can text him. We can email him. If we're at a football game or whatnot, we can radio him. Any of these is appropriate and important to get in touch with me. If someone is injured and I'm at a different venue in the gym or up on the field, certainly call me, text me. In those instances, don't email me if it's an emergency. I do always have my school radio on. So, if you catch a teacher or janitor, you can say, hey, could you radio Mr. Hill? We need him right away. So those are always appropriate. You'll always have my numbers. So that's the way you get in touch with me. Let's go to the next one here. Clear my selection. There we go. Daily duties. So lots of daily duties, but just some that I thought of offhand that I want to make sure we all understand when we're in the clinic. Keeping supplies stocked. You saw those taping tables. In the football season, we go through a lot of tape, as you upperclassmen know. Maintain cleanliness. Thankfully, we have an excellent janitorial staff that handles us at the end of the day with cleaning, emptying our trash, doing the floor. But, if we have sweaty guys coming through, wipe down the surfaces. Let's keep it clean in there. Our coolers and bottles, of course, everyone knows the protocol. We've got a great room there, but we want to make sure we properly clean those and store the coolers so that they drain properly, get all the water out. I'm big with rinsing bottles because a lot of times we use the bottle to scoop ice, and if that bottle doesn't get clean, then whatever was on the bottle goes in the ice, and that's kind of gross. And then record keeping, helping me out with keeping track of the athletes that come in, get treatment, make sure we get their names. And, this is maybe a little corny, but we are a team. We have football teams, basketball teams, soccer teams on campus. Well, we're the athletic training team. And we, in essence, support all those other teams. So when they succeed, and, one of the great successes I think we had last year was we had a really hot fall football, but we had no heat-related illnesses because of you guys. You guys kept everyone hydrated. You let me know when people were not doing great. And, so as we work as a team, we really succeed. And we'll go to the next slide here, hopefully. And when we do, we have fun times like this, 3-time CIF champions, that sort of thing. So thanks for paying attention, and welcome to the clinic, you young ones, and take care.